Hey, it's H here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for FANTOM. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave Theory and provide multiple scenarios the price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on very high time frame, let's take a look at the possibilities on the logarithmic scale, as that presents us the best view on the scale and the wave structures themselves. So overall we could have this as a possible wave 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a third. At that point again, wave 4 would become something like this, and at the moment that is still possible. The previous wave 4 I've labeled here, so generally the higher time frame, so in this case a primary wave 4, is generally coming back to the previous wave 4 area, which it has done at the moment. So it is the right area to pivot. At least on logarithm scale. Of course, if we are looking at arithmetic scale, it is off the scales and does not make any sense. So that's why I'm not really preferring this, as we have already retraced like 95% to the lows. So can we call that a wave 4? Maybe, but maybe not. The other idea overall is that we have created some kind of a wave 1 here of cycle, wave 2 of cycle, then again 1, 2 of primary. Whether it's complete or not, we don't know of that yet. For sure, at least, there is some signs that there could be a bottom here, but as you know, nothing is for sure. Then the last one here is saying that we have created wave 1 up here only, with this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3, 4 and 5. Both of them are looking pretty good. Why did I have invalidation here? No idea. It's not invalidation there. But yeah, both of these are looking pretty good. These ones where we have a pivot up here. One of them is saying that indeed we have a pivot on this one. Other one can have a pivot on these highs. So it depends on your view how you want to be labeling these. Both of them are fine to me. If we are comparing this here for the wave 2, though, that is going to be a bit of a stretch. So if we have to prefer one, I would prefer this structure where we have a 5-way structure in here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so as such. So that's my opinion at the moment on higher time frame. Let's take a look at the structures from there. One scenario again is this one, in which we have an A, whoops, that's not the way, A, B, and then C wave coming down. On arithmetic scale, we are getting to the around the 1.382 extension of this A wave for the C wave, so that is fine as well. The inner subwave structure here for the 5-way setup here for the wave C is very bad. I really don't like it at all. The lowest RSI reading is here, so I would assume that this is indeed the wave 3. If this is indeed a wave 3, then this whole structure here would have to include a wave 1 and wave 2 and a wave 3. I'll label this as a 1, 2, 3, like so. It does not really look good, but again, multiple ways to label this. If we are looking at in logarithmic scale, it looks okay-ish, having this as a 1, 2, 3 and a 4, and then expanding diagonal interface into 1, then 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Another issue we have here with this count is the wave 5 in minute here, as this definitely looks more like a 3-way structure rather than a 5-way structure. Also, in for example 4-hour time frame, we don't have any divergences, at least proper divergences happening here on the lows. So is it still possible that we have not yet done the wave 4 here? Completely possible, yes. It is possible that we have 3 waves, and then some kind of 3-wave pattern here, or 5 waves if that somehow is manageable here. And that would bring the wave 4 here, and then wave 5 would just shift over. Then the other count, which is starting from these highs here. At this count we have W, X and Y for the wave W, 3 waves into X, and then again 3 waves into W, X, and 3 waves into wave Y. On arithmetic scale this looks kind of good overall. We are getting to the 0.618 extension here on these lows of the whole W wave for the wave Y, and also for the wave Y of this minute degree, which is again this green. We are getting that 0.618 extension here as well, right there. However, on this smaller time frame where we have this as a possible W, X and Y, the 0.618 is not reached, and again for any three-way structure that should be reached, so it's a bit weird that we don't have it here. Logarithmic scale, of course, a bit different story. We are going to go well beyond, or even beyond the 1.618 excuse me, for the wave Y of this minor or yellow count, as we see here. Then we have the 1.618 extension as well for the W wave, of the W wave for the wave Y here for the bottom, and this time we do get to the 0.618 here on this light blue count, which is again this minuet count. But yeah, that is pretty much the higher time frames. Yeah, wave Y is looking pretty good here. Let's take a look at the smaller time frames. What do we see? And check out the bullish count first, as everybody seems to be very bullish at the moment. If we want to be bullish, I can't get a 5-wave structure in here at all, unless I want to force it. Yeah, that is pretty much it. I can't even get this diagonal that I have placed here. Why? Well, at this moment, again, if we are looking at the extension levels, we are measuring this compared against this wave here. So we see that this wave structure is larger than this one, okay? That means we are needing to have a expanding diagonal. At the moment, if it is an expanding diagonal, then this wave 4 here would need to be larger than this wave 2. That is not the case. Nor is the case that wave 5 would be larger than wave 3. The extension would be down up here. So if people are not measuring these things, and they somehow happen to get this right, well, congrats. But to me, it would be very weird that this would be a wave 1. It doesn't line up with any of the extension levels that we are looking for, so therefore I don't really like the look of this whole bullish idea at all. If we want to have this as a 1, 2, we can't have this as a 3, 4, because again that overlap is there. I can't get any kind of a triangle in here which would stop before the wave 1 here, so it does not work either. The only way we could be placing this is if we have this as a 1, 2, then this would be somehow a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up here, and then at that point we would have again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the only way I can get it ending up here, and at that point again we would have a truncation up in here and a very ugly looking structure here for wave or 5-way structure. 1, 2. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So yeah, not perfect at all. So if I had to be looking for a bullish structure, I would be placing the wave 1 up here, and that's the reason behind it. Okay, let's continue. Wave 2, ABC, that looks pretty good. Getting the extensions pretty good as well. I think it's very close to 1-to-1. Not quite there, is very close though. After that point again, we can definitely get a 5-way structure in here and call this another 1. If we are measuring the extension overall from wave 1 to wave 2, we can see that this structure here is larger than the previous one. As this is a lower degree wave structure than this one, it doesn't make sense that this is larger, unless it has, of course, an extension on it. So at the moment, if we still want to have this as a wave 1, I would consider that this here is either an extension of the wave 1, and we don't need to be looking for extensions on the structures after it, right? Then we have some kind of expanding flat here into wave 2 that is going to be retracing 50% of this original move back to this 0.5 area, and then we would be looking for higher prices. At the moment, again, we can, and this is definitely very similar to Bitcoin, I can't get a diagonal here at all. Instead, I can get just this 1 2 1 2 1 2 nested pattern in here and start unraveling it here. But I'll show you that in that bearish scenario. So overall, I got quite a few issues with this count. Again, basically the same thing that I have with many of the other assets that I cover, that has a bullish possibility, and I've said that many times. But again, markets seem to be bullish, so we have to be following these through and see if they are going to be turning right. The other scenario, the more bearish one, is that we have a 3-wave move into W, 3 waves into X, and then again 3 waves into wave Y, completing a W wave. Then we have a WXY or ABC, does not really matter, into wave Y to complete the wave X overall. So overall W, X, and Y. Here I could label this as expanding diagonal as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into an A wave. Then very small pullback for wave B, does not hit the 38.2 retracement and is still quite far off of it, but I couldn't really get anything else here going that would make any sense. So that's how I'm going to be labeling it at the moment. This would end our wave Y up here, and then we have again more possibilities to follow. This structure here looks very good as is. It is very good looking, proportionate, so don't really have any issue with that. The next structure here, I've labeled this as an expanding flat, as with the bullish structure as well, and this does go to the 38.2 retracement of this first WXY. So it is possible that this here is a connector wave for this larger structure. However, if we are looking at this the size comparison between these two, it makes it less likely to be that case, right? So just because of the size difference, I am actually expecting this to be some kind of a 3-way structure in here. However, it's going to be playing out, and then again another 3-way structure downwards to get some more volume or more structure here, basically waste more time sideways for the potential X wave if we are going to be labeling this a larger W, X, and Y. This would be minor. So yeah, that would be the case. Overall, again, at the moment what I'm looking at, we do have the possibility of labeling this as a 5-way structure, so we can have this as an A wave. And then 3-way pullback here into wave C. Let me fix these for a bit. There we go. So ABC into wave B here, and then looking for that C wave. Is there possibilities that this is just like a 333, 333, and 333? Yep, it is possible. And at that point again, we could be looking or saying that this is a W and then X and Y. Originally, what we are looking for the wave B is this 38.2 retracement, which is again at 32.8 cents. And that has to be happening after this B wave. At the moment, we have already retraced that amount, but again, that would be just the A wave. Again, is this possible that this structure here is the B wave? It is. It has retraced enough for it to be a B wave, but again, it has taken so much less time than the previous part here that to me is more likely to say that, okay, this is going to create something a bit larger to have a connector for the next structure up higher, right? So that's my expectation on it. Again, 38.2 or 0.5, or even the golden pocket has some qualities on it. 0.5 definitely has the 1.382 extension of this ABC here as a positive. Also this area of order block here, which is definitely an interesting area to look out for. I don't really expect it to go beyond this 1.618. If it does, then I would be almost looking into some other possibilities, and maybe I got the labeling wrong in here. And then we would be possibly looking into 1 and 2, if that happens to be that golden pocket. But we'll see what happens. That's pretty much everything I want to cover. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes, and link to my free Discord server in the description below. And for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.